So before we start off this video, there's a language warning. I will probably curse in this video because this is a very personal topic of mine. I don't give a shit anymore right now. Fuck happiness. And since I'm on YouTube, viewer discussion is advised. And also, this is not medical advice or any advice that like proven advice. This is what worked for me and still working for me till this day. And I hope it will do the same for you. Now that that is out of the way, therapy did absolutely nothing for me. Like zero, nada. It did nothing. The only thing it did is let me pass on with time, so that it basically was probably about the same results as it would have been with passing on with time. Talking about that later in this video. The only thing that therapy did for me is make me dwell on the supposed trauma I had and the fact that I felt bad and that I needed to change that. It only made me focus on that, which meant I would feel even worse or have even more negative thoughts. And at some points, you know, I was like, maybe I should delete myself. Maybe that's better than this shit. And I know that's coming from a very dark place, right? But that was me like about a year ago. And basically that also was a cause of therapy, because therapy basically made me dwell on things. What therapy does, it makes you think about things and makes you like try to change the reality of that thing by thinking about it. And then, yeah, you need to not feel associated to that in that way, but you have to feel associated in that in a happy way because it changed you. Yeah. So basically it ruined my mind even more because of the fact that I was only thinking about the negative things, only thinking about the fact that the world is bad, that those things were bad, that I had supposed trauma, which by the way, trauma is never permanent. Like, there are some cases of PTSD of course, and those are traumas that could be permanent. Yes, definitely, I'm not discarding that. But like normal childhood trauma, everyone has trauma, right? And for some it's worse than others, but like most trauma that people get is from getting bullied or having a bad parental relationship. But I'm talking about just regular trauma of a school child. Most people have that. And that's not permanent trauma. That's what I'm talking about. And because of therapy and the fact that I felt even worse and worse, I woke up one day. I don't know which particular day it was, but I just woke up and I was like, you know what? Fuck therapy. Fuck happiness. And fuck all those things that happened in my life. I don't give a shit anymore. And that's the day when it all switched for me. When it all clicked for me. What I actually had to do to feel better. And to actually get to the things that I want to do. So basically, therapy made self-improvement worse for me. What actually made self-improvement good for me is leaving therapy behind and saying to all those negative feelings that I had, either I don't give a shit, because why would I give a shit, right? It's just a negative feeling. You don't give a shit about how much stairs you just ran up, right? When you run up the stairs, do you count them? No, you don't give a shit. That's the same with your negative thoughts. You can just turn them off. And I used it as fuel for myself. So what do I mean with this? A negative thought is one of the best fuels you have on self-improvement, like in the gym or working hard. If you can connect the energies together and you basically get the negative energy to do something productive instead of just laying in your bed crying and thinking about things, and you're not thinking about things and you're working and you feel bad but you're still working, so you work harder because you want to get out of the bad situation. Because everyone who feels depressed or feels bad is because they're in a situation they do not like or they do not want to be in. And therapy only dwells on that and says, yeah, you have to dwell on it, you have to think about it, you have to change the way you feel about the certain situations, on which I'm like, no, you have to just don't think about them, do not give a fuck about them. That's my philosophy on that part, because therapy never did something for me. This does something for me, right? And I hope it will do something for you. This is what's working for me. I use the negative energy because energy can never be removed of life. It can be only switched direction in the way you want it, or it can go against you, because energy will never go away. You can pass it over to someone, but it still stays with you. So instead of dwelling on that and being depressed about it, why don't you just use the energy? You have the energy, use it. Like after a breakup or something, or after like some traumatic experience, use that as power to get out of that. Or when you're in an experience where you don't feel like you're doing anything good, you're gaming all day, use the negative energy, bro, and go to the gym, do the hard work, read books. Yeah? Am I getting something to click in your head? Because it's definitely clicked for me once I realized that. So now you're like, but shouldn't you like use positive energy? Shouldn't you strive to be happy? No, fuck happiness. Don't strive for it. Here's why. If you strive for happiness, you will never reach that point because you're only thinking about the outcome. But if you strive to work hard, regardless of how you feel, use the negative energy in your power, that you can work harder, can live more in the gym, or can, I don't know what you do. in life, but do more of the productive things that you want to do. You can literally achieve happiness without striving for it. The thing you should be striving for is progress, not happiness. Happiness is part of the progress that you get once you progress enough. So let's say people will probably cope now and say, but positive energy will make me do way better things because I feel good about doing those things and I feel good when doing those things. It's a lie. Not in all senses, but in most senses. Wanna know why? Just imagine you're deadlifting 120 kg and you're thinking, yeah, I will get stronger, I will get bigger, and this is my PR. Or you're carrying the 120 kg with the mindset of, my mom is under a car, I need to lift this, otherwise she will die. Which one will motivate you more? I know which one. The second one, right? Because that one is like negative, but it's good, it fuels you. Negative energy can fuel you way more than positive energy. That's why I will never feel complacent, because feeling complacent means that I will be more lazy, do less things, because I feel like I've achieved it all. That's why I don't do that. Listen, you can change the meaning of something negative to something positive in a good way. Because basically when someone, let's say someone tells you, yeah, you're being a bitch right now. You would just say, okay, so what? And not give a shit about it. You can even change the meaning of that. So what? Maybe I should in this situation. You know, you can make it positive for yourself. You can switch it around. So you can change meaning and you can just not give a fuck. And that's like probably mind blowing for you. And you're probably thinking I'm spitting BS. But just try it with something. Just try to say I don't give a fuck. Why do I give a fuck? I don't give a fuck about the stairs I ran up today. I don't count the amount of steps I took today. I don't look how many seconds there are in a minute. There's 60 of course, but you don't look at that. You don't give a shit about that. So why would you give a shit about the negative feelings? The only reason you should think about it is so you can fuel yourself up and then work on that. Work on yourself and think about the things you work on. You have the negative energy as fuel and you can change meaning. So that's how I basically got rid of the problems I had, got rid of the depression. Of course, there's one thing that absolutely helped me as well, and that's meditation. Because meditation makes you be able to control your mind, control your thoughts. You're able to manipulate everything in your thoughts to the positive side of things. So you can work hard and always keep working. And meditation makes you more disciplined, and discipline is something that you can fuel with the negative and positive sides of things as a motivation. I use negative things and positive things as motivation to get further with my discipline. This is not something your therapy will tell you, because your therapist is still at step 1. Think about the thoughts. Think about how bad your life is right now. You're feeling bad. Why do you feel bad about that certain thing? You know, they keep asking, and you feel worse and worse and worse. I know this because it happened to me. I'm speaking out of my own experience. And of course, for everyone it might be different, right? So for some people, therapy might be absolutely amazing, but not for me, and not for a lot of other people. That's why I'm making this video, trying to help you. I hope it works for you. So for the last part of this video, because I've basically explained everything, for the last part of this video, I'm just gonna make a summary and give you some practical tips as well. First off, start changing the meaning. Start just not giving a f about the negative. No, don't even give a fuck about happiness. Don't give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck about happiness, you will achieve it by striving for progress. You're not striving to be successful or happy. You're striving for progress to get those things. Because the progress is the best part about it. And then once you succeeded, you will know. You will feel happy and you will feel better. But you have to strive for the progress, not the happiness. Because if you strive for happiness, you will think about the negative thoughts. You will keep saying to yourself, I'm feeling bad right now. I'm feeling bad right now. You basically self-handicap. Instead of saying, I'm feeling bad right now. I'm feeling bad right now. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. You could say, okay, I'm feeling bad right now. I will fix it. See what I'm doing there? Practical steps are, go to the gym. Start off with that. Start meditating. Start reading books because you're in a time of learning when you're my age. And start having a side hustle. And the most important part is, when you have a job, do your job the best you can. Try to improve as much on the job. Because if you improve on the job, you can improve on your side hustle. Right now, people are saying, I don't want to improve on jobs. When you improve on the job, you're learning from the job. So do the hard work. Be proud of yourself every day. And I will see you later.